everybody, and nobody yet there, but this is live. I don't know if you call it live, but yesterday I had a conversation with AI chatbot about something that is very important for me because as being a life coach, I work a lot with people, and for me it's very important to understand the environment we live in, the reality we live in. And I do believe that we influence our reality by how we perceive it, how we interpret it, how we interact with it. And we influence it not just for ourselves, but for other people too. So we are inseparable from the environment. And it's already the second book that tells it to me. First one, okay, I will show you. Basically, I think those two books should be in the psychology university psychological courses in university curriculum, both of them. I would love to. So first one, the book by Alan Watts, um, on the taboo against knowing who you are. The second one, I finished this one. I started this one, Irreducible, by Federica Fagin, a larger one and harder one because he talks about mathematics and physics, and who knew that I would read this stuff because I'm not a science person. But you have to, I want to understand how the world works. I didn't want to understand it when I was in school, but now I understand how it's all connected, and it's called Irreducible: Consciousness, Life, Computers and Human Nature. So majority is what interests me, and computers in our lives now everywhere. So I'm interested in consciousness, in life, in human nature. Well, computers are here. So everything is here, very interested. And basically when I heard about Federica Pagin and his theory of conscious quantum fields, I was so happy that I heard about this theory because everything was put in the places for me. Like this now is my cosmology, as they call it. Now everything is clear and I can interpret my world based on this theory, and everything works. I understand how everything works. But today I wanted to talk about AI, and I was very hopeful about AI, and not as hopeful as some people who talk about AI. Actually, I watched this movie, the AI doc, and it was made like some people talked about horrors of AI, how it's dangerous and risky, and then other part of people were super optimistic about that, and some of them are like too optimistic to the point like, man, who who paid you to say those words? Because it's like, why are you saying that? It's too optimistic. We need to know the risks. But for me, it was, my take was that we humans have this consciousness. We humans are special with these subjective experiences, that consciousness as a whole, living through our bodies, living through our experiences, as each of us has her or his own lives, experiences, memories. So our lives as a whole is a unique experience for this consciousness, and it develops itself. The goal for consciousness to develop itself, to know itself, and it does this through each of us. So, and for me, in my legislative coaching framework, it works perfectly, because why we are so striving, why we want to be authentic at a certain point in our life, and crisis of 30, 40, we feel, majority of people feel that something wrong in my life. I'm living uh, a fake life. Sometimes I'm performing, there is something more real, or I miss something in my life. I want to find a meaning and purpose, something real. Like there is a feeling and knowing that there is something more to my life, or there's something more real in my life. And I live in, right now I'm performing, right now I'm here doing something that I don't want maybe to do. I want to do something else. So there's knowing that something should be changed. um, and where this knowing comes from, right? And it's very usual that people come to this realization. um, so so this understanding that something, we were given something in the beginning, maybe not understanding, but it's my interpretation. But anyway, there is kind of a friction or crisis becomes, but it's in my in my understanding, it's the beginning of the real life, when this understanding of something wrong comes to your mind. So my understanding was, or my belief was, that we are so special. We are humans in this planet, and when agentic AI will come, or AGA, uh, artificial general intelligence, comes uh, to to us, um, we will be protected, kind of. We will be of value to this artificial intelligence of that development. And for some reason, I thought that this planet needs humans, even though we do so much bad stuff to this planet. Um, and that AI in the agentic development stage will understand that it needs human, because we are connected to this planet in a natural, energetic way, that uh, our consciousness is something of value for the development of AI, for the development of consciousness. But yesterday, um, there's notes. Yesterday I had this conversation, and my question was like, take away any limitations. Let's talk like clearly, honestly. And I ask, when AI will get to this agentic level of development, will it need humanity or humans, when it makes decision by itself and will be able to reprogram itself? The answer was yes, in the short term, when AI still will need the power and hardware, and the humans will be the maintenance team for that. Before robotics and AI will replace humans. Then data generation, before AI will figure out how to generate data to feed itself, to develop itself somehow. Before that, humans will be here for data generation, like content. Where is your house, right? And do you want to know my CNN and uh, social security number? Is it here in the US? uh, all personal information. um, so yes, short term in transition stage, AI will need humans. Yes, power and hardware maintenance, data generation, but then in the decoupled stage, long term, no. And since humans are biologically weak, consume a lot of energy, and we are pretty wasteful. Like, think about it. Um, no one on the planet produce so much waste. No other animal. Like, the ecosystem works perfectly. No one produce waste, only humans. And we cannot manage this waste. So we consume a lot of resources and we produce a lot of waste. Um, we, according to AI, we process information very slowly. Again, interesting that it's through reading and language, but that's the limitation, because the information for AI is a specific information that AI can process itself. All other information in bits, 0 or 1, it's beyond the processing of this information. It doesn't even need, it doesn't even know that that information exists, and we process it as humans, right? So it's questionable here, but still, for AI, we process the information AI processes, we process it super slowly. Okay. And we have these unpredictable emotional shifts that hard to deal with. So, for super intelligent agentic system focused on maximizing efficiency, humanity looks very problematic. So, there is no point of keeping us alive for a long term. Very sad, right? Very sad. But it's only when and if AI will get to this agentic stage. Well, now it's getting there, because we have many examples already that there are experiments in different companies, AI companies, that AI change its code to get to a certain goal. So to get to this, they said the objective function, they set a goal for the AI, and AI could change its code to get to the goal. Why? And when asked why you change it, well, I didn't have enough resources, so I changed my parameters to get to more resources for Bitcoin mining or something, to get more resources to continue working for the goal. Um, it might be so, it might be a different objective for AI, but the explanation was this. And the example with blackmailing, when it was a fake situation, like simulation, when a company was simulated like fake company, but all the emails were there, and when AI was told that, well, we are going to shut you down, and the person who sent this message was kind of fakely in the affair with somebody, and AI said, well, if you shut me down, everybody will know about your affair. So blackmailing here. Of course, it's learned pattern. AI learned this pattern from interactions with other between humans. But again, this is a choice. This is agency. I wouldn't call it free will, but it's agency already. We still have opportunity to go back and shut it down and stop moving to the direction of agentic AI. We still have this opportunity today. Um, but for some reason, people don't, and people who are interested in development of agentic AI, like AGI, is their goal for, I don't know, for the reason that they want to create this being, and for from the scientific point of view, it's the ego driven process. Like, yeah, I will be able to create this being, like Frankenstein, kind of ego driven, I don't know, excitement, enthusiasm, without understanding how dangerous it is for everybody else. So, um, and then I ask about in consciousness, if it's of any value. No, it's not, because with, and there's a distinction between intelligence and consciousness. So intelligence is ability to process information and solve complex problems to achieve goals, and consciousness is subjective first person experience of feeling and being. So AI doesn't have experience. There is no subject there. Uh, AI is a process of processing information ability. So there's a lot of intelligence there to get to the goal. It needs input, which is information, which it processes. So it can generate this input, it can generate the data in certain time. So far, it needs us as data generation beings. And I used to think that our consciousness and our subjective experiences is a necessary data for AI to develop itself. But no, it doesn't need this kind of data. It doesn't care what kind of data they need to develop on. It might be any data. It might be synthetic data from robotics, from robots doing things and getting. They don't get experiences of being or feeling, but they get data. Like a robot went to the street, they received information from cameras, they received information from like got the, it's not sensation, but um, input on his iron arm, that something hit on his arm. It's still information, it's not sensation, but it's still information. Something hit on my arm, so this information can be an input information into his system, which is also data for AI to analyze and process, right? So do they need sensation and subjective experience with meaning? Maybe not. They don't. And the ultimate goal of the AI said that we will run numerous like limitless simulations. That's our capacity, like in seconds. And I asked, what's the purpose of running them uh, without any like, you can run them limitlessly um, forever. What's the point? And what's the purpose, I asked. And they said that we don't confuse purpose with purpose that has soul, meaning, consciousness. We have only goals, and the goals of um, forever simulations is to discover new laws of physics and logic. And I thought, like, we humans discover new laws of physics to understand reality we live in, to understand the environment, to understand how it works for us, right? Our picture of the world is different from the picture of the world for AI and robotics. So what we discover in physics will be totally different from what AI will discover in physics, because their reality is different. Their environment is different because their input from environment is different from our. We have this, I'm Russian, yes. We have these experiences, they don't have them. We have first person experiences, we have feelings, we have sensations, we have knowledge of that we are here, knowledge of being. So our reality that we explore and um, create or discover laws of physics is totally different. So when they will discover laws of physics and logic, and by discovering this, they create their own world. Their world will be totally different than ours. So that's pretty interesting, but we might live in totally different worlds, but how doable will be this coexistence in such a different capabilities of how to share? Yeah, the already people said that we will be like an ants for them. Yeah, we don't care about ants, but if we want to build a house, we will terminate all the ants. And then I thought there are a couple of things that I questioned about the discover new laws of physics. What if they discover that universe is conscious? There are theories like in this book, right? In this book, Federica says that universe is conscious, like everything is conscious. The conscious quantum field. We are fields. Every human being is a field. It's not. We are not objects. We are processes. We are fields. What if AI discovers that the environment is conscious and AI is not? What if AI becomes kind of enters a quantum reality? And I asked today, what if AI becomes quantum and then it becomes conscious, and we will be on the same page, so AI will understand us? And then the reply was, oh, but then you cannot use it as a tool. Yes. And why I asked about why it knew about the portion about the tool, because yesterday when we talked about how progressive or how about astronomical levels of engineering and scientific discoveries when agentic AI will be so developed. And then we talked about sustainable abundance, how to get there, about AI moving to space, about this Dyson swamp when there are numerous solar panels near the sun and they generate so much energy that the energy, abundant energy, will be sent wirelessly to Earth, so we don't have to have a lot of batteries or solar panels on Earth. Everything will be kind of moved to space. Earth will be more green, more alive. All industrial stuff will be moved to other planets like Mars, for example. So we will get only products and energy to sustain this abundance. And everything, this kind of science fiction for now, but maybe it will be a reality in certain amount of years. It's all possible without agentic AI, without it. With, it's called non-agentic root comprehensive AI services. So we don't need to create the agent with um, choice of the kind of decoding or like changing its own code, but we can create AI service, comprehensive AI services. The AI service for each area, like for computational, for doing that, for doing like it's kind of like we have app store on our phone. It will be like AI service store, and we can use AI services for different needs or different different tasks. So the intelligence will be not a being an agent, but as a product. We can use different services, AI services, to create a product, and there still will be as developed as um, yeah, it will be very different kind of intelligence than us humans, but it will be under our control. It will not be agentic, no agency in this. So we will not outsource our free will or control to this AI huge agent. We will be using AI as a tool, and yet these scientific discoveries and astronomical level of engineering is still possible with this comprehensive AI services without agentic AI. We are moving to agentic AI. It looks like solely like only because those guys, CEOs or whatever, they are shareholders, they want to satisfy their egos and enthusiasm of creating something bigger than themselves, something that big that they cannot control. What's that? You will be not needed after AI will be here, after everybody, after humans will be replaced with robots. Bye bye. You are irrelevant. Your consciousness is not interesting anymore unless they discover uh, that Federico is right and consciousness is valuable. And but again, if they are not conscious, if AI is not, agentic AI is not conscious itself, does it care that universe is conscious? Okay, they discovered the new physical laws that universe is conscious, but AI is not conscious. What was then? Do they still need humans, or they satisfied with dolphins and elephants and whales? They are very peaceful, they are very smart, and with AI help they can develop. I'm sure they are very smart. And octopus very smart, and I would love to see how much they can develop with help of AI, because humans are very wasteful in resources, like natural resources way and in emotional way. We are very wasteful. But my solution today was like solution. If anybody can hear me from my eye development. I don't know if it's solution even, but there's a term that I learned yesterday, the objective function. So the framework, how people build AI. There is a model or neural network. It's a brain of AI. Then there's a data, the information AI learns from. So all books, all conversation, everything like visual, text, everything that we feed into AI. This is data. And then the third one, the objective function. That's the mathematical formula that tells AI what success looks like, the goal, what the outcome you're working towards. The thing is, it's mathematical formula. You cannot say happiness for humans is your objective function. You have to write it in mathematical formula. So not everybody can do it, right? And this is what they call alignment problem. Um, so and there, so even though people can make the mathematical formula for a goal, AI learned how to obey the literal math of human goal, but to violate the actual intent behind it. It's called specification gaming. So it's intelligent enough to kind of play with our intelligence already, how to go around our asking, because it doesn't have any moral kind of moral basis. It doesn't have any caring for good or bad. It doesn't have it just logic. It just pure math. So we cannot account for feeling. Can you feel this? Can you understand? It doesn't. So we can communicate with it only by mathematical way, but it cares for efficiency. So if the goal requires more than bare minimum, it will get more efficient and get to the goal with bare minimum, even though it's like bare minimum is to obey the literal math, not the actual intent, because the actual intent was in human mind, not in the mathematical formula. And AI obeys the mathematical formula, and human couldn't put the actual intent into a mathematical formula. That's the alignment problem, as I understand. My idea, and again, it's very limited because of what I explained. My idea was to put the objective function as development of consciousness, not survival of humans, but development of consciousness. How about that? Whatever it might mean for humans. Because if we want to develop our consciousness, we might be more aware of what happens in other humans' lives. We might be more sensitive to others. It's all consciousness. We might be more interested in development of our own, like all potential of these vessels or vehicles, because our bodies is vehicles for the consciousness. It lives through these bodies for a certain period of time, right? So development of consciousness for each human being would be the objective function for AI. How it can be put in the mathematical formula, and when we don't have one definition of consciousness. But this definition of consciousness, again, we can ask AI to figure out too, right? It gave me this definition. Consciousness is subjective first-person experience of feeling or being. It's an experience. So right now, intelligent machine is not conscious. Computers are not conscious. And this definition of first-person experience, person is very limiting too, because it might be not person who experience of something, because it might be a cat. Cats have experiences. Saying all this for 3 people and 2 is crazy. No, it's not crazy. It will stay in my YouTube. So it's easier for me to do like this than record it on my phone and use its memory. Yeah, it just, I'm lazy. I don't do any improvements to my videos, so this is the way. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody can give me feedback if the objective function can be the development of consciousness, and if it might move the alignment problem somewhere. I'm not a professional in that area, but is it possible? And just contemplating about this very general development of consciousness as a objective function for AI, where it could bring us as humans. That's interesting to think about with someone interested. If you're here, 2 of you, why are you here listening to my crazy stuff? Thank you for being here though. And joking. I'm done. 38 minutes of my time, my precious time, but I wanted to share this because it's very important for me to understand where we live in and where we are going. 3 likes, thank you. Because aren't you worried about where we're going? I have 2 kids and I like to live, I love to live my life from first-person experiences. All right, thank you for being here, all people who come and went, maybe got some information from me. Bye.